Chapter 4, Sloka 19. Varsha, ma'am, we will do chanting.
Sure, ma'am.
Yasya sarve
Yasya sarve
samarambha
samarambha
kama sankalpa
kama sankalpa
varjitaha
varjitaha
jnanagni
jnanagni
dagdha karmanam
dagda karmanam
tamahu
tamaho
panditam buddha.
panditam buddha
20. Tyaktva karma
tyaktva karma
palasangam
palasangam
nityatripto
nityatripto
निराश्रयः
nirashrayah
कर्मण्या
karmanya
विप्रवृत्तोऽपि
vipravrittopi
नैव किञ्चित्
naiva kinchit
करोति सः.
karoti saha
Sloka 21. निराशीर्य
nirashirya
सचित्तात्मा
tachittatma
त्यक्त सर्व
tyakta sarva
परिग्रह
parigraha
शारीरम्
shariram
तं कर्म
kevalam karma
कुर्वन्नाप्नोति
kurvannapnoti
किल्बिषम्.
kilbisham.
Thank you. Meaning part, Shloka 19. Krishna Bhagwan Ji is saying, those people who perform every karma without expecting the fruit of their action, to give them any desire and pleasure, and whose karmas are purified in the fire of divine knowledge, such people are known as the truly wise people. So if you remember, from the starting, Krishna Bhagwan Ji is saying the same thing. Control the desire, control your pleasure, focus on the divine knowledge, just perform your karma without any expectations. So it is just, he is reminding again and again in different way. So we need to understand the importance. So why it is important? It's a very basic nature. Like, no, whatever, even when we talk with each other, sometimes, no, we repeat the same thing, with the same person in the same situation, because we feel it is important and it has to go into the head and the ears. That is why we repeat again. So we have the feeling that, okay, must be the listener is not listening, must be the listener has missed out. So this is the very common nature, that no, important things we repeat again and again. Like, for about the good touch and the bad touch, we teach the kids from very young age till they are grown up, they are matured. We remind them every time, because obviously it is human nature, they will forget. So same way, Krishna Bhagwan Ji is also reminding us the same thing. Now if you see here, he is given an example of fire. So he's saying that your karma should be purified in the fire of divine knowledge. It is not the knowledge what we get in our schools. Those are the aparavidya. Gita is considered as paravidya, divine knowledge. So he's saying, gain the knowledge and then perform your karmas. We are gaining the knowledge. Knowledge is what? Awareness, wisdom, understanding what is Supreme Lord, what is divine power, what is spirituality, what we have to do in our life. So that is called enlightenment. So Krishna Bhagwan Ji is saying, get the knowledge, divine knowledge, and perform the karma accordingly, because he has given us the intellect to decide what has to be done and what not. So the common meaning of the word sankalp is resolve. Whenever we think about an object, there is a constant labeling going on in our mind on whether the object is good or bad. After having gone back and forth, we label something as good. The labeling is called sankalpa. So why does this labeling happen? It happens because our intellect has been superseded by our mind and senses. For example, a bitter medicine may benefit the body. The intellect knows this, but the sense of taste will not like it. So furthermore, this sankalp or labeling gives rise to karma or desires for the object. And herein lies the seed of selfish karma that distract us from the goal. So sankalpa and karma are interrelated. Any one of them indicates the present of the other, but both give rise to selfish karma. Therefore, Krishna Bhagwanji urges us to burn our selfish karma with the fire of knowledge. In other words, he wants our intellect to guide us in our swadharma and stop the mind from labeling object as good or bad. If something comes to us as part of our swadharma, we must accept it with the use of our intellect, our buddhi, and like the lotus that remains in the pond and is untouched by the water, we must continually remind ourselves that our eternal essence is different and separate from all the karmas. Karmas are going on by themselves in nature. Therefore, we should remain alert at all the times and should allow the supremacy of the intellect over the senses whenever the senses move towards the eternal objects. So we need to be alert because senses are very strong. It will carry away the intellect, it will carry away your knowledge. So that is why we need to be alert always, and whenever we sense that we are going off track, we should come back on the track what Krishna Bhagavan is telling us to do. Ritu Bhabi, your turn.
Yeah, so in this shloka, Krishna Bhagavan says that such a person is intelligent, who does his primary duty without expecting anything in return for his actions. And in the fire of knowledge, he should burn all his desires. He should not be guided by his intellect, and he should be carried forward by just doing his karma, by being interested in doing the karma and not expecting anything in return.
Thank you. Sloka 20. Krishna Bhagavan ji continues. Such people who, having given up the attachment or the expectations for the fruits of their karmas, are always satisfied and is not dependent on external things. Despite engaging in karma, they do not do anything at all. That is inaction. That you are considering your body as a machine, you are a robot, you are just doing what is the command and what has we are supposed to do. And your mind, your heart, your senses are always focusing on Sri Krishna ji. You are chanting the shlokas, you are remembering him. So that is called inaction. We are not bounding any karmas, we are not collecting any karmas, our ledger is free. Then what is the next? We are more closer to Krishna Bhagwan ji. We are on the path shown by Krishna Bhagwan ji. So Krishna Bhagwan ji is telling, so the people who are unattached, the expectation is a major problem. Expectation is the only problem for all the problems. If we think over it, expectation is the only problem for all the problems. If the expectation is gone, you will see there is no problem at all. Everything is done because we are satisfied. When we are unsatisfied, when we are unhappy, when it happens, when we want something, when we expect something and thing doesn't go according to it, then it makes us unhappy, dissatisfied, all the problems start creating. So we need to Actually, no, Krishna Bhagwan Ji is telling that cut the roots. Don't let the roots grow up. You find the root cause. When you cut the roots, everything will be on the right path. So we need to understand, and here in Gita, Krishna Bhagwan Ji has explained very beautifully, step by step, that if you do this, what will be the effect, good effect and the bad effect. He has shown everything and what is connected to that. He has shown everything step by step, and he will be showing us throughout the Gita in different ways, all the possible ways. So even though those people do all their karma, they are actually doing nothing because they are not expecting anything. They are not worried what will happen, how will happen, what will be the result, what will I get. All these things are cut off and they are not affected. They are not affected by the results because they are neutral. They are equanimous. They are in the state of equanimity. So nothing is affecting them. Whatever is happening, what is the end result is not affecting. So this feeling, it is a feeling, right? It is not an object. You cannot see it. It is inside us. It is not outside as well. So what is going to happen? We are going to evolve. We are going to change from inside, not from outside. From outside, everything is going to remain the same. Who is going to change? It is us. It is who is learning Gita, who is chanting, who is becoming a devotee of Krishna Bhagavan Ji. So try to understand that we need to change because change is the constant. It doesn't stop, right? Everything changes. So we also need to change. It is not like from the outer look, but from inside. So this is what Krishna Bhagavan Ji is guiding us, how to change from inside. So it happens and it's a very good feeling. It's a very, no, very calm, relaxing, very nice feeling. When you go to at least near to this, attaining to the perfection is very high. No, it takes years to attain that perfection. But nearing to this feeling also, getting that 10% is also very relaxing, very soothing. It's look like, no, okay, all the problems, everything is gone and I'm happy. You will get that feeling just by gaining 10% of what Krishna Bhagavan is telling us to do. So we should try. So there are only two ways. One is you forcefully try yourself, you train yourself. The second is you chant the shlokas. So when we chant, Krishna Bhagavan himself will help with his Yog Maya to be on the path what he is telling us to be. Varsha ma'am, please explain.
Sure, ma'am. So, time and again in the Bhagavad Gita till now, Krishna Bhagavan Ji is asking Arjun or telling him that we need to be detached from the fruits of our actions. So, I mean, we should not expect anything, and that is when, I mean, expectation is the root of all evils or problems or unhappiness or dissatisfaction. So, when we do not expect anything, that is when we reach that stage of contentment, and that happens when we are detached, when we do our actions, but we are not attached to the fruits of those actions. So he's talking about inaction, where we can gain. I mean, we can gain that wisely wisdom to attain contentment. So that is what he's explaining in this shloka.
One more thing worry us a lot, like who is talking about what? About me.
Yeah.
Who is talking about me, what and all. And we should not at all think of it because we cannot stop anyone. Can we stop anyone? No, it's not in our hand. What is in our hand? To be bindas. Focus on Krishna Bhagavan Ji, chant the shloka and leave it everything on him. He will take care. And seriously, he takes care when you believe that. You have to believe, right? It is not that you have to go to temple and do some puja. Nothing is there. It is that from inside you have to believe that. When you start believing it 101%, then Krishna Bhagavan Ji start working on that. Don't worry who is your rivalry, who is not liking you, who is talking about you what. Let it be. Just let it be. Just ignore. Don't even focus over there. When we worry, then the problem starts, right? When we start worrying, then lot of things goes in our mind, and then all the problems start coming. So we should actually avoid all these things. Krishna Bhagavan Ji says, all these are problems. You should avoid it. Just move out from that place, that person, that object, whatever is worrying you. Now, basically, he's telling if your focus is going over there, he's telling to focus on him. If our focus is going over there, go, just ignore that place, go away from that place and come on, focus on Krishna Bhagavan. And it really works. So we should not, it's very common nature, right? That we worry, ki, okay, who is telling me about this? That person has told about me this, and that person is not liking me. So actually those things trouble a lot, and that creates a lot of problem. So he's telling this there, we need to just ignore and just move on, and where our focus has to be. This is what? It is just a focus, right? When we focus on negativity, negativity will come. When we focus on positivity, positivity will come. So we need to decide. That is why he's telling intellect, use your intellect. Make your intellect purify with the fire of knowledge. We are getting the knowledge, we are getting the awareness. Now we have to use our intellect and bring our focus, decide where our focus is supposed to be in where. Now we'll move to Shloka 21. 21, Krishna Bhagavan Ji is saying, such person. So who is that person? The person who is on the path of moksha, following the path shown by Krishna Bhagavan Ji in Gita. So such person who has given up all desires and possessiveness over the material objects, and whose mind is controlled by his soul, uses his body only as a tool for the karma to be performed, and this person shall never commit the sin. That is what? Use your body as a robot. Just keep on doing. Why robot? Because robot doesn't have an intellect. Robot doesn't have any senses. It doesn't have any heart. It just follow the commands. Whatever command is been given, robot just follow it, do the task. And is not worried, right? Whether if someone will appreciate, if someone will reward, nothing. Robot doesn't have any of such feelings. So that is why Krishna Bhagavan Ji is saying, be like that. Use your body as a tool. Then what is the result? We are not committing any sin. That is our ledger is completely empty, and it's only written that you are focusing on Krishna Bhagavan Ji. So a person whose mind and body is controlled by the soul. Soul is who? Soul is Krishna Bhagavan Ji. Na? We all know that atom is the smallest object on this earth. Nothing is smallest than the atom. So even smaller than that, the small fraction of Sri Krishna Ji's soul is inside every living being. So that is soul. So when we let that soul work for us, that is, the soul is controlling the mind and body and not the senses or the mind or the body, then we are on the correct path, right? So Krishna Bhagavan Ji is telling, whose mind and body is controlled by the soul, we treat his body only as a tool, because body is temporary and the soul is permanent. He will realize this fact. He will own nothing and will not have any desires. All the karmas performed by him, and he shall never commit sin. So when we came into this world, we were empty-handed, right? A baby when comes out, it's empty-handed. And when we leave this world, we shall go empty-handed. Nothing is ours. The father, mother, son, daughter, brother, sisters, property, money, all these material objects, nothing is ours. Hence, there should be no ownership over things and relationship. We have to treat and take care of everything in an equanimous way. Sometimes we lose some family members, sometimes we lose money. Everything will happen in this world. Sometimes we study well, but don't get good marks. Sometimes we don't study well and we get good marks. So everything is a part and parcel of this life. So, person should avoid the word my as much as possible from this karma and the thoughts. Minus. So there has to be equanimous, feeling equanimity in everything what we do. Basically, there shouldn't be any minus. And Krishna Bhagavan Ji doesn't like at all that attitude that I did this. How can you do? You have a blessing. If suppose I tell that, yes, I am teaching Gita. So how is that possible? It is not I am teaching Gita. It is Krishna Bhagavan Ji's blessings that I am able to teach everyone. He is blessing me, and no one is giving. We don't know. Everybody sees me, but actually credit goes to Krishna Bhagavan Ji. He has chosen me. He has given me so much of intellect. That is why I am able to do this. So that is what Krishna Bhagavan Ji is telling. Everything, every good cause is of his blessings. He has blessed. That is why Sachin Tendulkar is Sachin Tendulkar. Amitabh Bachchan is Amitabh Bachchan. Right? So they are blessed soon. They have done really good karmas. That is why now they have such a beautiful life. They are so famous. They are so rich. So Krishna Bhagavan Ji is telling to be on his path. Come on now, Ritu Bhabi, your turn.
Yeah, so in this shloka, Krishna Bhagavan Ji says that we should use this body only as a tool to do our primary duty and attain moksha. And we should not expect any results for our actions.
Thank you so much. So it's a very simple thing what Krishna Bhagavan Ji is telling us to do, but he has told that it's very difficult. Even though I'm not asking any of your material object, I'm not telling you to go to temple, do some fasting, do some yagna, homam, nothing. He has told nothing. He tells you just give me a no drop of water with full of your heart. You just pluck a no leaf and you give me with full heart. It's enough. I'm happy. I don't want anything from you. I just want, what does he want? Okay, Varsha ma'am will tell. What does he want from us?
We should be doing our prescribed duties and not expect any results from our actions.
Okay. Then?
Basically, I think that's the main thing that he expects us to do.
So doing that, what all the things we need to modify inside us?
So we've spoken about gunas, three gunas, sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. We should try to be in sattvic guna. We should basically not be lazy. We should not be materialistic. We should always have sattvic thought process. We should not be greedy. And that's something that I think I can think of now.
No problem. Good. Very nice. Ritu Bhavi, your turn.
What am I supposed to say?
What I am supposed to say, what Krishna Bhagavan Ji want us, what he want from us.
Krishna Bhagavan is again and again saying everyone to just do their primary duties without any expectations from the actions, and use this body to do your karmas, attain moksha, come out of the cycle of life and birth. You have to, ultimate aim is moksha. So go towards it by doing your karmas in between. You cannot leave karmas and sit in one place and say, I don't want to do anything. Even that is not possible. According to your gunas and your nature, he has given you, he has given everyone their prescribed jobs. You should take that as your primary duty and fulfill it beyond your best of your capabilities. So that's what he expects from us.
Thank you. So this is what he want from us, na? All those other things, like there are many ways. People have created their own way of performing puja, remembering God. That is not correct. That will come in chapter 16, last shloka, where Krishna Bhagavan Ji is saying, whatever you do, do according to the rules. For everything, there is a rule. When we go out, we ride or we drive a car, there are the rules, certain rules that we follow. Now we are living, so we are staying in our house, we have certain rules, you know, like day and night. It is not that you are awake full night and you're sleeping the whole day. So he's telling everything has a rule, and even performing the pujas, being spiritual also has a rule. Do according to that. Just don't create your own rules. And what happened? You will create your own rule. You will not get the results. And what will be the result of that? You will be unhappy. You will be dissatisfied. You will get anger. Yeah, I have done so much of puja. I'm not getting the result. Why are you not getting the result? Have you ever thought on that? What you are doing is not correct, obviously. What you are doing is not for you. That is why there are no results. One has to understand this fact, and it is very difficult to make people understand that why you are not getting the result. You know? Like few people have the habit of, they will say that I stop eating sweets. I am sacrificing it to Supreme Lord. Has Supreme Lord told that don't eat sweets and sacrifice to me and I'll be happy, I will bless you? Nowhere he has told like that. So this has been created. Na? It is not now. It has been coming from ages. They will tell you, okay, you will stop drinking milk. You sacrifice to Supreme Lord. This is not correct. Where it is written in Vedas that, you know, you skip some one of this edible items, what is there in your life, and you will be blessed. There nowhere it is written. So that is what we have to follow the rules, whatever we are doing. Huh? So even being spiritual, when we go to work, office and all, even there are certain rules we have to follow it. If we don't follow, the results are opposite. And that makes us unhappy, anger, everything, all negative effects are happening. So we need to fix, we need to understand what Supreme Lord is telling us to do. So why this comes in chapter 16? Because he's been guiding us throughout the Gita, right? Then he comes to this topic that follow the rules. What are the rules? What he's telling us now, all the rules step by step. So he's telling, do the rules, follow the way I have teach you. And if you don't do that, then there are no results. You know? Like I tell you, chant the slokas, chant the slokas. Attending this class is for your mind. You are convincing yourself why I should worship Krishna Bhagwan Ji, what he is, what is Gita. You are convincing yourself. Attending the class will not show any magic. Magic will be seen only when you chant the slokas, when you remember Krishna Bhagwan Ji again and again, when you bow down to him, when you start believing in him, when you start loving him. The more you love, the more he will give back to you. So this is what actually is Gita. Gita class is for our understanding. It is actually we are convincing ourselves. You know? Please chant the shlokas if you want to feel Krishna Bhagwan Ji, if you want to see what is divine power, if you want changes in your life within you. It is not outside you. Outside, everything will remain same. What is going to change? It is you, inside you, not even your outer looks. One more thing I want to share, like no, nowadays it is a trend to look young, like younger than your age. So there is a saying, and it is a fact, like if you are a devotee of Supreme Lord, you will be blessed to stay young. And it works. It works if you are a, because Krishna Bhagwan Ji is the beauty, you know. He is actually considered beauty. He's a symbol of love. He's a symbol of attraction. So if we are a devotee of Supreme Lord and we pray him a lot, so we look young from our age, from the numbers what we are. Nowadays, it is a trend to look young, to stay slim and trim. So you can, this is a top secret. Like many, saints also say like that be a devotee of Supreme Lord. It will help you to stay young, look younger, to blush, everything. And I would like to say to the devotees, to students who watch the recordings, if you have any doubts, please type in the chat box, because I got a feedback. Many of them are seeing the recordings because they are not able to attend the class. So any doubts, anything you want to share with us related to Gita and Krishna Bhagwan Ji, please type in the chat box. I will reply to you for sure. And thank you so much for seeing the recording and learning. There are many students who are learning Gita by seeing the recordings. Varsha ma'am is one of them. She's been watching the recordings from long time and now she started attending the class. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you
See
so
you
much,
again.
Vandana ma'am.
Thank you so much. So keep remember the teachings, the steps what Krishna Bhagwan Ji is telling us. We need to follow that, try to follow, and according to the rules what he has shown us. And we cannot modify it according to our choice, but we have ample of choices. We can choose any. The easiest choice, what I feel, is chanting. No need to force yourself, nothing. Just chant and the magic will start working. You will change, you will evolve on your own. Because when we force ourselves, that is very no discomfort. It is actually a discomfort when we try to change or force ourselves. Then we might run away. We generally run away from all those things. So better to chant and let Supreme Lord Himself change us. Let He only decide how we need to mold, where we need to go, which path. Let Him decide rather than we forcefully doing ourselves. So this is what Gita, chanting of Gita is working. So Varsha ma'am, you practice for this chapter 4, Sloka 1, 2, and next Ekadashi you chant those shlokas. है
Sure,
ना?
ma'am.
So you
When will it be up? I mean, in a month's time, right?
No, in few days. Before 15th it will be, because 31st May was Ekadashi, na? So it comes every 15 days.
Okay, ma'am. My son's school is starting on 14th of June. So I hope it's not on that day. Any other day will be fine, ma'am. And anyways, we'll do it in the evening, no, ma'am?
Evening.
Yeah. Then it's fine.
It will be only
I'll practice 10 shlokas